evening, Tommy, Golem Painting Studio. Generally when I'm out and about doing whatever it is I do, just thoughts on painting, they just come to me, like it just pops in my head. Oh, okay, that's an interesting idea. And really I should write them all down, but I don't, because I don't carry a notepad and pen with me, or if I do text ideas to myself, I forget then to look at me texts that I texted myself. But one idea kind of stuck with me today. I've been pondering these ideas in my head, and it's kind of based on something I said earlier, and I started talking about the process over the result. And actually, the more I started to think about it, these two things are integral. So this is like in relation to feeling motivated, to enjoying what it is we do. You know, unless it's just your job and you're just doing it purely for money. In which, you know, I do know some people like that, you know, and whatever. They build up their own resentments based around those things, but that's fair enough. But you've got this process, and you've got this vision with which you want to come to. All right, so let's talk about kind of the things I've seen in people and in myself about how those things kind of start to either blossom or decay. All right, so there's some people who really dislike the process, or really misunderstand the process. Either way, the process, to some degree, is suffering. But they really have this strong vision about what it is they want. They're just not willing, or even know they have to be willing, to go through very specific set of processes to get to this end result. So, are you that person? You know, ask yourself. Next time you sat down painting, or if you can just like recall on one of the previous times you've been painting, are you actually really invested in that process? Are you aware that the process you're going through now, are you aware of whether it is or whether it isn't getting you towards your goals? Does that make sense? Then you've got on the other end people who are really invested in the process but kind of have no idea what the goals are. They're just kind of going through things. Well, that might mean that they're already at their goal if that's what they enjoy. But let's give an example of a goal that will have an outcome. So the goal might be paint a model to a very specific image in your head to win you a trophy. Not that I know anything about winning trophies, because I've never won one, because I don't, or haven't entered competitions. But let's say you have that goal. I've seen people give up painting a model because their process isn't living up to the image in their head, and they give up. Well, that's like saying a chef, as he makes his dish, can add salt and pepper, herbs and spices, and different flavours to make it taste right. That's like saying it's wrong now, therefore it will be wrong forever. I assume you understand that analogy. Don't give up, because this process isn't linear. It never will be linear. If it was linear, then you probably already had that result anyway from somewhere else. Let's say I've already painted a marine. When I paint another marine, then that process will be pretty linear. But it'll still have its little ups and downs here and there. You know, like setting your consistency, blah, blah, blah. So, when we become invested in this end idea, We must be willing to kind of keep this end idea in mind, but you will never know really what it looks like. You will only know what it looks like in your head, but you'll never know what it looks like manifested. And this journey, well, you'll never know what the journey looks like, you know. So in order for this moment of starting a journey to this moment of the end of the journey, from starting the project to having the project finished, you've got this space in between. And it's this space in between that I think we disregard the most. It's this space in between that makes this. You might be all inspired at this point. You might be inspired by this at this point, and then this process here. Now the thing is, this process is going to have its ups and downs. It really is going to have its ups and downs. So this better be worthy, but you also have got to be willing to take those ups and downs on the way. You have also got to be willing to find out that this might not be what you wanted it to be. And that, to a degree, is what excites me a lot, because almost all my favourite projects have started out with this ideal. Actually, when I've got there, they've been so much different, or so much more inspiring, or the lessons in there were unexpected, or almost, you know, it's I'm going to get a bit memey now, but it's almost like this process between the past and your vision of the future, this process they call the present, will get you a gift at the end. And the thing is with gifts, and this again, there's another analogy. The thing is with gifts, it's generally the ones that are a surprise are the best gifts. So if you've already painted that Space Marine once and you're going to go through that process again, that second Space Marine is less of a gift. It's less of a surprise. So next time you enter your project and you think it's not going how you envisage it, crack on, because there'll be a gift at the end of it. So the gift might be in the lessons you learn. The gift might be in the end result. So an example is, I've got some models that I really like to look at. I look at my own work. Oh yeah, I really enjoy like the technical proficiency, or the cool composition of the conversion I made. Or sometimes it might be, actually there's some lessons to learn there. So on this one I did the non-mets really well, but I did the armour around it really poor. You know, why did I do that? Yeah, I don't want to change it. I kind of keep those deficiencies either as reminders or as just little milestones in my journey. So I'm going to try and sum this up. It's all good. It's as simple as that. It's all good. Giving up is also good. It's alright. If you can feel like you're wasting your time with something, then, crack on with the next one. I suppose I'm almost saying that there's no reason to be unhappy with your project. There's no reason to be unhappy with your project. Again, I'll always bring a commission painting stance with it. If your client's unhappy with it, I'd be unhappy with it. I'd get fixing it. But that's a different story. Don't mix up professional and hobby. Though you can be passionate about both. So yeah, there you go. Have some thought nuggets. Enjoy.